Welcome to the inaugural episode of My Raiders Rebuild. This is something I've haven't really done before. First time on this channel. I'm gonna try to do this semi-realistic. I haven't played franchise mode in a real long time. I don't even know what all this is. But let's take a look at the roster. We had a very eventful hold on, this is all new. Or at least look different. Let's just go to depth chart. So we had a very eventful off season, highlighted by the first guy up, Geno Smith. He's taking over for Aiden O'Connell, who started a decent amount of games last year, and also with the departure of Gardner Minshew. So now we have a very solid quarterback to really get things going. We also drafted Ken Miller later, I want to say in the 6th or 7th round. So want to see what he has. The highlight of our draft was Ashton Jeanty, though, who is going to be starting. I don't know why he's at fullback for whatever reason. We're going to ignore that. He's going to be our starting running back, obviously. He's also going to be behind Raheem Mostert. Maybe we could, or maybe not. Maybe, who knows what we'll do with Raheem. He is a little bit older and declining, so I don't know how he'll fit in just yet, but we'll get there. Jacoby Myers will be our starting receiver, as well as Trey Tucker. We also drafted Jack Bech, who I'm probably going to have come out of the slot. He, in my opinion, had some of the best hands in this draft class for receivers, so I'm excited to see what he has. We also drafted Dante Thornton, and I want to say in the 4th round. Very speedy guy out of Tennessee. He's also a bigger body, him being 6'5", 205, so he can be a really good field stretcher. What I have seen throughout the preseason from him is he is very raw. Doesn't really have the route tree just yet, but with the history of this team, speed is always going to be a priority for us. So I'm also going to move him up the depth chart to receiver 4. We signed Colin Johnson right after the draft, I want to say. I don't really know what his fit is on the team besides being a big body. I don't know if he makes the final roster. We drafted Tommy Mellott out of Montana. No. It says he went to Oregon. He did not go to Oregon. He went to Montana State, and he played quarterback. And they moved him over to receiver. He is also a pretty athletic, versatile guy. Pretty speedy as well. I see him making the roster kind of as like special teams in real life. For us, I really don't know yet. Maybe he'll be a solid returner. We'll just have to see. Tight end, we have, in my opinion, the best tight end in football with Brock Bowers. We also got Micah Mayer backing up for him, and then Ian Thomas, who I'm going to start at fullback. Now, then to round out the offense, we have Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Jackson Powers Johnson, Jordan Meredith, and DJ Glaze. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we drafted Caleb Rogers, out of Texas Tech, and then we drafted somebody else at guard. If I can find him, Charles Grant out of William and Mary. I'm interested to see if he's going to play either left or right tackle. Right now, Madden has him listed at left tackle, but I wouldn't be surprised if we moved him to right tackle, have him complete with DJ Glaze, who's entering his 2nd year out of Maryland. Now, just on the offensive side of the ball, it leaves a lot to be desired. One, in my opinion, we need a true number 1 receiving option on the outside. Brock Bowers is going to really take a lot of the production and the workload on that for the receiving side. In my opinion, Jacoby Myers is a really good receiver, but I don't really see him having the talent to be a number 1 guy and really be the go-to option next to Brock Bowers at the tight end position. But in a Pete Carroll offense, we're going to be running the football a lot, and that's where I really like that we drafted Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State, in my opinion, who should have been the Heisman winner. That ended up going to Travis Hunter, unfortunately. but I expect us to run the football a lot. And that brings me to the O-line. The left side, I'm fine with. But the right side is really where struggles come in. I'm not really too high on Jordan Meredith just yet. I'm also not really high on DJ Glaze, but he's in the second year. He was considered a raw prospect out of Maryland, like we said, and then he was also like a mid-draft pick. So maybe this year he'll develop very nicely. But as well as Caleb Rogers, who I wouldn't be surprised if I moved him over to the left side, purely because if I move him up to start on the right side, not start on the left side. I was looking at left guard for Jordan Meredith. I wouldn't be surprised if he developed pretty fast as well. Now, moving over to the defensive side, of course, we have Max Crosby headlining it all, 96 overall left edge. And then on the right side of him, we have Malcolm Koos. I'm going to go back and forth between starting him and Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson has not really lived up to his draft pick when we drafted him with the 6th pick 2 years ago. He's entering his 3rd year, and I feel like this is a make or break year. He has all the physical tools. He just really needs to put together with his technique and his ability to get off the line and get to the pass rusher. I don't really like his production just yet. Unfortunately, before the season started, we lost Christian Wilkins, who would have been our starting defensive tackle. But right now we have Adam Butler, and we traded for Thomas Booker. We traded Jacorian Bennett, one of our corners, for him. I didn't really know how I felt about that trade, but life goes on. We also have J.J. Pegues and Tonka Hemingway, who we drafted later in this draft. I'm actually going to move J.J. Pegues up to the 3rd string DT, and I'm going to move Tonka Hemingway up to 4th string. Both are really solid pass rushers. JJ is really just a big body who I would say is very good for plugging up runs. So if we need a big body out there who could just take up space, I like that for him. Tonka Hemingway is a little bit of an undersized defensive tackle, but he was a very good pass rusher at South Carolina on that monster defensive line they had. He has 80 block sheds, so he could turn into something. Now, I do expect him to be more of a finesse pass rusher. I'm surprised they have him as a power rusher. Like I said, he is undersized. He has solid speed for the position as well. So I'm interested to see who he comes. One of these guys right here, I feel like we'll have to break out in order for this defense to work, or else we'll end up drafting a guy. But before the season even starts, I'm really looking into drafting like a number 1 receiver or a true lockdown corner. Moving on to linebackers, we signed Jermaine Pratt, who was previously on the Bengals. We also signed Devin White during the offseason. 2 guys who I feel will be solid. Our linebacker room does leave a lot to be desired, and you can say that for our defense, but I do like the Jermaine Pratt signing because he is a veteran and he will be solid for us in the run game and a little bit in coverage, so I'm not too upset with that. Moving on to the Mike linebacker, we have Elandon Roberts, a very good run stopper, and then we also have Tommy Eichenberg, who we drafted last year. I'm not really too confident in him just yet. We also signed Jamal Adams to be on the weak side, who I'm pretty sure he started. He is somebody that had played under Pete Carroll as a safety, but now he's moving down to linebacker. And what he brings to that is he's very quick. Obviously, he's very good in coverage for a linebacker. And his speed, I feel like, is his biggest asset as a linebacker for us. He is undersized, so maybe that will come in. But from what I've seen in preseason video and clips and a little bit of film, he has bulked up a good amount, so I'm not too worried just yet. We also have Amari Gaynor, who is an athlete out of North Carolina. Let me see if I missed over anybody. Charles Snowden, who's a pretty good pass rusher, I missed. And then we also he was a undrafted free agent, John Joyner out of Minnesota. He is a physical freak of nature. As you can see, 6'4", 262 with 86 speed. So he could be a nice little project guy for us. Hopefully, I can develop him into a nice rotational pass rusher. Now moving on to the corners, we have Eric Stokes, who we got from the Packers. We ended up losing Nate Hobbs to them, so basically he left. So we signed one of their corners. We have Darnay Holmes. I don't know much about Darnay Holmes. I'm be honest. We drafted Darian Porter out of Iowa State, who is another athlete, 6'3", almost 200-pound corner. He played a lot of college football. I'm pretty sure he's 24 years old currently. But he had one of the best 40-yard dash times. And he is a true athlete. Long, lengthy guy. He's really good in man coverage. So I really want to see him like break out. He is on the defense side. He is my home run hitter. I feel like he has the highest ceiling out of all our corners. Maybe him and DeCamerion Richardson, who we drafted last year out of Mississippi State, kind of in the same mold. Very long, athletic, speedy guys who have all the tools, physical tools necessary to cover. Just need to put it together when it comes to actually getting it done on the field. DeCamerion is more of a zone coverage guy, as you can see with the 70 zone, not as high at man. I do plan to play a decent amount of man because we have a lot of man coverage corners. Moving on to safety, we signed. Oh, sorry. He's a strong safety. I'm sorry. We have Lonnie Johnson starting here, and also Christopher Smith. I thought we had another guy. Nope, they're all strong safety. So I may move Trey Taylor over to the free safety. He's out of Air Force, but we have Lonnie Johnson starting here, and then we signed Jeremy Chin and Terrell Edmonds this offseason to come in and play the safety position for us. I really don't know how I feel about this for Isaiah Pola-Mao. I may move him over to free safety because I really want to see him play. I really like him. He's actually one of my favorite players on his defense. So yeah, actually, with that being said, we'll do that later. Now, going in, my main priorities. Let me see how I can look at the actual roster. There you go. My main priorities for this team is to, one, like I said, bring in a true number one guy at the receiver position, address the right side of the O-line with basically like a better guard. Maybe we can develop DJ Glaze or Thayer Munford for the tackle position. We drafted Jackson Powers Johnson earlier in the year at the center position. He's pretty versatile, so maybe we draft a center and then move him to either the right guard or the left guard and move Dylan Parham over to right guard. Really don't know how we do that yet. Maybe bringing an edge rusher, but that's not really too high on my priority list. I'm not even worried about corner just yet. Really just bringing maybe extra safety help, extra secondary help in general, because maybe another corner wouldn't hurt. I'm really high, like I said, I'm really high on Darian Porter. I like the film I saw out of him when I was looking at him for pre-draft. Another linebacker is definitely high on the priority list. And then just a guy who could come in and play defensive tackle for us. Now, let's get into the actual rebuild. I'm not going to really worry about... Actually, since this is my first time playing franchise, I'll look at all the pop-ups and stuff for the first season. Otherwise, I really won't care. Just want to discuss player health for the upcoming season as players start. Okay, they're talking about wear and tear, which they just added this year. I think I turned that off though, if I'm not mistaken. So we won't have to worry about that. All right, cool. This conversation taking a little bit. All right, cool. Starting with training camp. I do think I'm going to do some of these mini games just to get some guys going. I do know for a fact I'm going to do DB battle for Darian Porter because that gets him some snaps and a skill point, so we can get him started off on the right foot. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right. Now that that's done, we got one skill point, and I want to say 300 snaps out of his development trait for Darian Porter. So that's good. Next, I want to do. I'm not gonna do. Actually, yes, I am. I'm gonna do one for. If I move him to right tackle, I can do one of these guys. I feel like tackle is a bigger need, so I'm going to do Charles Grant for pass protector. So give me a second on that, and I'll be back. All right, we got the gold for Cam. Just missed. Oh, that one took a little bit longer than I expected. But we got gold for I think we did Cam Rogers. So that's good. Do I want to do I won't do receiver drills. Yes, I will. This will be the last one I do. I do receiver drills. This will be the last one, and I'll do it for Jack Bech. So I'll do it for all our main rookies. And all I gotta do is get open. So I will be back one more time. All right, and then our final drill, we get the 10,000, which is gold for Jack Bech. So now that we got those 3 skill points for our rookies, we'll move on to how I want. Oh, he got his dev trait upgraded too. Look at that. So, moving on, let's go to what do I do this? Staff points. Or hold on. There we go. Abilities. So let's look at this. I've never seen this before. So increased man coverage on blitz plays. So what do you got? He has no fly zone. He has it maxed out too. So first off, let's get player development. Just gonna upgrade that to. I really don't know what I'm looking at, but we're just gonna do things. So I'm just gonna read stuff. Okay, so let's go about aerial suppression, increased man coverage on blitz plays, increased zone coverage on plays, increase reduced chance blitzers are identified pre-snap. Okay, that's pretty good. Hitimus stickimus, increased fatigue on offensive players from hit sticks. Okay. Increased knockout chance on passes. Yep. Where is that again? Yeah, I like that. And then we're going to also put in increased chances of broken tackles on screenplays, increased chance of broken tackles on short pass completions. Okay, cover 2 guru, cover 4 mono y mano. Okay, I want everything. Increased pressure effects on QB inside the pocket. I like that. We're going to be a very man-centric team, so I like that. Scout 5%. Okay, now let's move on to the offensive coordinator. This is cool. So let's get O-line training XP. Seen that. Upgrade that to its max. Then we're going to get running back training XP because we have a rookie running back as well. Let's move on to defensive coordinator. He don't have a lot. He needs to upgrade. He's new. Defenders are okay. I like that. Hold on. Actually, let's look more. Yeah, let's give them more of a boost on man coverage. Yep. I don't have enough. So that's all my stat points. Cool. Oh, and then you can upgrade their play sheets. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So training camp being over, we already have everything filled there. Let's go to weekly strategy. Can you still put? Okay. And then you can still do your focus players. I'm going to change my focus player from Ashton because Ashton's already a pretty high overall. I'm going to change that. And I'm going to put it on Charles Grant. Because I want to develop my O-line pretty fast. And we're going to do that. Now, I do have practice injuries off. That way I ain't got to worry about that, and that's less things I got to worry about. Maybe for my next rebuild, I'll do that. But overall, I just want to get XP and just enjoy the game. So, first upgrade players, we have, of course, we got Jack Best with his 3 skill points. Taking a minute to load. Okay. So, with him, he is 6'1", 214. I want him to be our. I feel like Jacoby's gonna be our slugger. I want him to develop as a playmaker. Get his route running and stuff up. Yep. He gets an ability slot, so he'll have superstar at worst. So, all right. So he'll have cat. Okay, cool. And then I guess we'll get his physical up just to get his catch in traffic and his spec catch up. He has a slightly bigger body. So yeah. Cool. So with that, he is now a 78 overall. Looking good for our receiver core. Let's get Charles Grant now since he got gold. Maybe he'll move. Maybe he'll move into that starting spot pretty fast. Yep, agile. He's already a scheme fit as well. So he'll get the extra boost. We'll get his pass block and his run block up. We'll do that one more time. So now he is a 72 overall heading into the next season. Okay. Then we got Darian Porter, who will be a 75 overall unless he gets a +2 from this. So yeah, things are looking good, pretty preseason. I don't expect us to compete early on. I'm gonna be honest. Well, not compete, like compete for a playoff spot, or make the playoffs. But I expect us to be like a team that fights in games. If that makes sense. I want us to maybe win 9 or 8 games. Jamal Adams gets an upgrade. Let's put that into run stopper for him, because that's really what I want to focus on. I want to focus on run stopping. And if we can do that, and then stopping the pass should come. Making teams pass is basically what I want to do. Get his block shed up. He's still under 30. I did not expect that. I feel like he's been in the league for a minute. Thayer Munford, right tackle. He'll get an upgrade. He's on that right side, so I guess. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we upgraded power for Thayer Munford. So now Eichenberg and Andre Carter, I don't really care for, so we're just going to upgrade them. Moving on. So with that being said, honestly, I'm not going to play the preseason games. We got some Coach XP loadout pro. Oh, that's tough. So it upgrades over time, and then it downgrades if you don't use it. Okay, that's cool. So it has little goals. Cool. Next. So once again, another week. We got some more players to upgrade. Now we have Terrell Edmonds and Trey Taylor. Now, we do have a little bit of a log jam in the safety room. Terrell is more of a coverage guy, though, it looks like. So, let's see how we'll do it. Trey is also more of a coverage guy. One of these guys is going to have to get moved to free safety. I don't know which one it's going to be just yet. But Jeremy is automatically going to stay at starting strong safety. Trey gets a +3 zone. Nice. So let's try to get this right now. Let's go to GM office, NFL roster. Let's go to strong safety. Okay, so he has the 87 speed. He has the 87 speed, and Isaiah has the 89. Trey has 86. As far as awareness, Trey has the lowest, but Isaiah has 71. Trey has 70. Terrell has 72. Cool. Let's go to their coverage. So coverage-wise, Trey and Terrell are the best in zone. Trey's better in man. Has pretty decent play rec. Okay. And he has hit power. Okay, so I'm going to move Trey over to starting free safety to start the year. Sorry, not Trey. Terrell. Oh my God, all these T names. I'm going to move him over to starting free safety. Okay. So now we have Chin. I'm going to move Isaiah. Ooh, Isaiah could probably play in the... I don't know. I really want Isaiah to be a factor on this team just because of his physical traits. He's a little smaller, so I can't play him in the Bucks, but I may play him in the slot just so he's closer to the ball, because I like his ability to stop the run. He's a pretty good tackler. Doesn't have the hit power though. Well, maybe actually Trey's a better tackler and has more hit power, so maybe I'll do that for him and just have Isaiah play backup safety. I don't know yet. But now Trey is a starting free safety. Lonnie Johnson gets bumped down, which I'm perfectly fine with. Darian. Ooh, Darian is now the best corner. Him and Eric Stokes are pretty fast. DeCameron's going to play in... who has the most zone? Because that's what I put in the slot. Okay, yeah, so we'll put DeCamerion into the slot. So let's do that now. Just line up. Okay. Put Darian to the starter, so he'll be CB1. Eric Stokes is drop down 1. I don't like Darnay Holmes. Put Cameron down to start 3. Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. Now let's move on to specialists. Jacoby will be the slot as I expected, with Jack being the backup. Tyree will be all coming off the right edge, with Max coming off the left. Oh, rush DT. We're gonna put Tonka Hemingway there, and then move Adam Butler there as well. Ashton's obviously going to be the power running back. I'm also gonna have him 3D RB. He's gonna get majority of the workload. Jacoby's gonna be gadget, nose tackle. Well, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to click on Adam Butler. I did it again. This takes a while to load. All right, so we're gonna move back to specialists. Sorry, we're gonna move Adam Butler up to nose tackle. We'll keep him there. I don't know how to pronounce his name, to be honest. For slot, we're gonna put the Camry in there. Cool. Said we want to Trey there. Sub linebacker, I'm going to have Jamal Adams and Jermaine Pratt play that. Like that. That way, in like nickel and dime coverages, they'll be out there as the linebackers. For some reason, he's a solid. Okay, I don't want to see Devin White ever rushing the passer. Special teams. This Brock Bowers is a long snapper. That's funny. Ooh, kick returner. We got Dylan Lowby to do that. All right, that's fine. Cool. All right, so we got the defense situated. Offense now. I'm gonna move Jack up to wide receiver 2 with Trey Tucker as wide receiver 3 and Dante as wide receiver 4. Ian Thomas will play fullback, which I'm fine with. That's gonna be nice. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the actual depth chart and see what Charles Grant would look like as right tackle, or at least compare them. So Charles Grant, let's move him to there. He has more speed, significantly more speed. He's more agile, higher change of direction, slightly lower strength, slightly lower awareness, 1 under in pass block, and in 4 under in pass block power, but he has the finesse, same run block, a little bit less run block power, more run block finesse. Loses in lead block, but has the impact blocking to make up for it. Stamina. Okay. Charles Grant he's going to be the backup right tackle. That's confirmed. That is confirmed. We're gonna have Caleb be the backup left guard and right, and Alex Kappa be no. I got it wrong. Okay, no. Cool. This is fine. And then Charles is also gonna be the backup left tackle. Cool. Perfect. And then I can move Thayer Munford down to 3rd string right tackle. So he really lost his spot, unfortunately. He started a couple games for us last year. Alright, I like it. Now, let's see. I know I just made the move to move Terrell over to free safety, but let's see if there's any guys. We got Stephon Gilmore who come in and play corner for us. Shaq Mason, who I think retired in real life. Matt Judon isn't a bad signing to come off the edge for us. We could bring back Maurice Hurst. Shaq Barrett could also come back. I'm not against a Matt Judon signing, if I'm being honest, because we do need to upgrade the edge. Let me look at him. He wants $5 million, it looks like. We can definitely afford that. I don't know about Stephon Gilmore coming to us. Ooh, he has a superstar ability. 84 speed, 84 strength, 78 block shed. 75 power move, 69 finesse. Not a bad signing. Let's keep looking though. We can have John Johnson come in and play for us. Von Bell, Troy Hill, Marcus Williams. He came off a pretty bad year. Ooh, Asante Samuel. That is who I'm signing. The fact that he still hasn't been picked up is baffling to me. But he come in. We already have a young corner group. Let's give him a chance to play. Give him a nice little 1-year deal. Now, this video isn't hyper realistic. Just want to say that after making that signing. But it's going to be mostly realistic. Treylon Burks just got injured. He got released. I'm not going to sign him. We just had Cody Whitehair last year. Not going to sign him. I think I'm going to make 2 signings. I'm going to bring in Asante, and then I'm going to bring in Matt Judon to come off the other side of Max Crosby. No. I don't know if I'm going to do this. Because I just remember we have Tyree, and I kind of want to see if I can develop Tyree. What's your abilities? Edge threat. I can add traits to you? Oh, this is like celebrations. Oh, okay, cool. So hold on. With that, signing, roster is right here. With that signing, that would move Asante to starting corner. I think I'm gonna play him in the slot though, so that would bump DeCamerion down, which I'm not too upset about with him being a lower overall. Okay, I can make it work. That's actually a huge signing. I forgot that he hadn't been picked up. So let's go to slot cornerback, and then we're gonna move Asante there. And let's go to cornerback, and we're going to put him at CB3. Move DeCamerion down. Darnay Holmes down. And then Asante Samuel Jr. Oh, cool. I like that. I think I'll give it a game or two when we start the regular season before I make any other signings as far as the edge. I'm going to have to cut players too, so I don't know about the triple option in play sheet. I don't think that's for us. Batcho Blitch's play sheet. That's kind of funny. I don't really like that. I like shot plays. Let's do that. So let's take off. How do I do it? Oh, there we go. I don't really like triple option because we don't really have a mobile quarterback. Let's go shot plays instead. Boom. And with this, workhorse is cool. Knockout chance is cool. Hit him and stick a miss. Do I have any other ones? Because I know I upgraded one. No fly zone. So hold on. Let's get rid of. Let's get rid of Hit-em-miss, stick-em-miss. Passing in the and do mano a mano. Cool. That's how we're gonna do that. And then for weekly strategy, confirm that. Simulate training again. No injuries, cool. More players to upgrade. Jordan Meredith got an upgrade. Darian Porter got another upgrade. Oh my lord. Another, once again, man to man. I'm so excited to see who he's going to be because he's already got 96 speed, 75 man. Zone has a lot to be desired. He already has pretty decent play rec for a rookie. 94 excel, 92 agility, 76 press. Tackling, whoa, 44 tackling is nuts. 86 jumping, so he's just really just an athletic freak, and that's kind of what I want in my corner. We just need to develop everything else around him. So that's cool. Jordan Meredith, bridge player. Let's put that on agile because it's a scheme fit. Okay, cool. And then Isaiah will give the upgrade. Oh, these are all pretty decent upgrades I care about, just in case anybody gets injured. And I'm going to invest a decent amount in Isaiah Pola-Mao. Shoot, my mic was not on. All right. So we ended up losing the last game as well. But let's get to our players that need to be upgraded for the last game of the preseason. Alex Kappa, a backup guard, who I don't really understand why we signed him, but that's a conversation for another day. All right, I'm actually going to look at our preseason games and see if anything stood out to me. So in our first game, we only scored 10 points, put up 250 yards though. Gene O'Connell, excuse me. Looks like he played most of the game. 56 completion percentage. Gino threw 10 passes, 70%. Ashton had about the same game he had in real life too. Raheem 6 for 20. Nobody else really had a carry, surprisingly. Kobe had a good series. Michael had a good game and a touchdown. Colin Johnson got 2 catches for 39 yards. Trey Tucker got 3 catches for 37. Where is it looks like Jack didn't play, or at least didn't get a target. Okay. So go in defense. Did we get any sacks? Max Crosby got 2. He didn't get a pick. Tyree Wilson led us in tackles. Nah, I can't be upset with that. So they tied with Terrell Edmonds. Cameron had 7. Darian had 6 solo. Don't really know how I feel about that. Moving on to the 49ers game. Go to Raiders. Gino only played maybe 1 to 2 possessions. 8 for 10. Got sacked once. Aiden is kind of sort of struggling, but kind of sort of not. This game he was a lot better than the last. Better game for Ashton and Raheem. Zamir got a carry. Ashton got in the end zone. I just realized that. Jacoby now 4 catches for 46. Bowers had a better game. Besh finally got a catch. Colin Johnson once again got an end zone this time. Bowers got into the end zone. Cool. We got a sack from Max and Jermaine Pratt, who led us in tackles. Lonnie Johnson, Tyree was second again, and then we got a pick from Cameron. Nice. All right, cool. Going into our final preseason game, more of the same. He's going to get the strategy put in, simulate training. All right. Upgrade the players for the last game. Zamir got an upgrade. Charles Grant got another upgrade. Let's do Zamir first. He's getting a morale boost. I just realized that. Nice. Charles Grant. Honestly, Charles Grant may be starting a couple games of the season if he's going to keep upgrading like this. Let's get his pass protection up. I think that's where he lacks just a little bit. He gets +1 pass block and pass block power. Did that? Caleb Rogers gets an upgrade as well, so both our O-linemen started off nicely. Let's give him a power upgrade. Expect us to be running the football a decent amount. Dante Thornton gets an upgrade. I haven't seen him really play, or at least do anything in the box score, so I don't know yet. I'm just gonna upgrade deep threat. That's basically all he is gonna be for us. Got to extra catching, extra route run, so nice. Colin, the rest of these guys I don't really care for too much, so auto upgrade them. All right, now for the final thing, I guess I should have did this pre. Let's go. We got a 76% scheme fit. I'd rather do West Coast power run. That's exactly what I want to do. 82% scheme fit for. That base 4-3 is actually perfect for us. So it's base 3-4. We don't really have the bigger defensive line. If I'm going what fits as best, let's go base 4-3. Okay. Basically, there's not much to really do. Everybody's looking pretty solid so far. So let's get into this, finish this last game, and then set our goals for the upcoming season, and then get this thing wrapped up. Oh, we got an upgrade, it looks like, for Stamina Stealer. Nice. We lost QB Run's play shit, unfortunately. Okay. So now we have to cut 22 guys. Starting first with Carter Runyon. But we lose money if we do that. Okay, hold on. Some of these guys got to move to the practice squad, so I'll do Amari Gaynor for that. I'll also do Cody Lindenberg. I'll do Ja Joyner for that, actually. Zach Carter can go. We get some money off of that. You can go to the practice squad, Caillou. Thomas Booker. No. We're not going to cut you. We're going to cut John Humphrey. No, we're going to move John Humphrey to the practice squad. Mafia can go to the practice squad. Basically, if you can go to the practice squad, that's where you're going. Cool. Don't really need Alex Bachman at receiver. We got enough of those. Thomas Booker, you can stay because I'm pretty sure you're like CB4 right now. We do got 7 of you active, so let's actually go to DT and get rid of some of them. You're 27. I don't know how far you're gonna go, so I'll get rid of you. You may be the second best, but nah. 3 guys there, that's fine. 2 guys there, that's fine. Fine. Need a backup center, fine. It's fine. Alright. Moving on to tight end. Got a shit ton of tight ends. I move you to the practice squad. I don't really want to keep 3 tight ends, so I'll cut you, Albert. Receiver. I move Tommy Malott to the practice squad. I'm cutting Chris Collier. Cool little running back. Cool. Moving up to safety. It's fine. Chris Smith can go to the practice squad. Got a couple corners. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't need 6 corners. Sam Webb, you can go. Gotta cut 4 more players. Man, oh man. I forgot we had Jalen Smith. Who do I save more on? I'll take the veteran. You can go Michael Barrett. Gotta cut 3 more. You don't have a Sam linebacker? Oh, wow. DT. That's a lot of them. Honestly, you can go, Jonah. I don't really have an attachment to you. Andre Carter, you can go. We cut 1 more guy. I like Dylan Lowby. Who do they recommend I cut? Or at least, can I at least move one to the practice? Nope, I gotta cut one of these guys. I'll get rid of Jalen Smith. That's fine. Alright. So does it allow us to set our coach goals? No, it doesn't. Let's get our final upgrades. Max Crosby and Ashton just got an upgrade. So Max is going to be a 97 overall heading into this next season. Let's put it on run stopping. Oh, never mind. He's still going to stay at 96. I did run stopping. But that gives him extra block shed, power moves, and hit power. So I see it as a nice little win. Ashton Genty now. I wonder what they got him as. I wouldn't be surprised if EA somehow put him at power. Nope. All right, elusive back. All right, just like that, we are ready to rock. So heading into the season, I'm pretty sure it's going to ask us our goals and whatnot. No, it's going to have me choose a draft class. So let me import the draft class. 2026 NFL Draft. I do want to look over it, but this one got 151,000 downloads, so it can't be too bad. If I change it, I'll change it off camera. Get it look right. I'm really looking at QBs. See if those are right. Yep, I got my boy Lenore Sellers, who I will consider drafting because this team needs a QB for the future. Got the top 4 guys. That's all that matters. Let's see if running back's there. We got Jeremiah Love, Nick Singleton, Malachi Hughes, Jonah Coleman, Katron Allen, Justice Haynes. Yep. This doesn't look as deep. I feel like some of these names I don't recognize. But like I said, if I find a better class, we got Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, Antonio Williams. Yep. Carnell Tate, Nick Harbor. I don't expect him to enter the draft, and let alone be a first-round pick, but he is fast. So who knows? Got Kevin Concepcion. Yep. So yeah, and the rest of the guys are not real people. Cool. Tight end. I don't really know the tight end class. I'm not gonna look at that. Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Okay. LT Overton, I see. TJ Parker. Mateo out of Oregon. KKK. Zane Durant. Peter Woods. Darnell Jackson. Malik Muhammad. Nice. AJ Terrell's brother. Jermon McCoy. Yep. He's 6 foot. I did not know that. Yeah, alright. If I see anything that needs to be changed, I'll do it. But overall, it's going to wrap this set up. We're going to actually get our scouting up. Actually, we're going to do scouting real quick and then get everything situated. Got new messages. It's the regular season. Hey, coach, let's get out there and show some rigs. Scouting reports. Proving our free safety. Xavier Woods on the block. Okay, we played the Patriots week 1. All right, let's get the scouts going, though. All right, so we got the DT right. Just change the central one for... Actually, I'm going to have our primary scout, or like our 3-star scout, be a receiver one. Johnny Rose. Actually, I'm just going to look at 3 stars, see if there's any ones that fit the best. We got Ted Wilkerson for safety and wide receiver, which would fit both our needs. Corner and wide receiver would also fit. Let's do that one. You could be the national scout. Boom. All right, moving on to the West. That fits. That's actually fine. Our central scout will be fired because they scout could be a corner. So yeah, we're gonna also fire our southeast scout and get a 2-star corner scout. Ryu Nakamura is a hell of a name. Let's go Haywood Snubb because he scouts corner and safety. And then put him on the central. Cool. Let's get rid of... who cares? Since it's a weaker. Wide receiver, defensive tackle. Honestly, I wouldn't be. So let's go for our northeast scout. Let's see if I can find a guy that does DT and edge. Yep, perfect. So that'll be our northeast guy. And then for southeast, that was wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken, wide receiver and quarterback. So more things that go together. Boom. Nope, that's RB wide receiver. Come on, corner, wide receiver and quarterback gotta go together. There we go. Carson Monk. So now we have all our scouting filled. I can go and add some guys to my board. I'm going to add Lenore Sellers, obviously. It's my guy. Let me see if Adam Childress is a real guy, because I don't know if he is. Especially not out of Coastal Carolina. Adam Childress. That is not a real person. But yeah, for now I'm going to add Lenores as a quarterback. Receiver. receiver, running back. He plays for Oregon, so this hasn't been necessarily updated just yet. It doesn't tell me his archetype, but I'll go there. Katron Allen wouldn't be a bad fit for us. And I'll go Justice Haynes. Let's go receiver. Obviously, Jordan Tyson would be phenomenal. So Denzel Boston. Since he's here, I'll go Nick Harbor, Carnell Tate. And let's go to safety. Dylan. That's the guy that transferred from Purdue, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So I add button. So I add him. Sam Delos. Sam Delos is not a real person, so they only have one safety. Interesting. Get Caleb Downs. I can't Malachi Downs. What am I doing? And then I'll get Kamari Ramsey as well. Corner. Jamal McCoy would be pretty good with us. Quan Elston. Let's see if that's a guy. That is not a real person. This draft class is not very good. Not that I'm actually looking for it, but who cares? Could all be updated. For edge, I see Trey Parker and Mateo. Easy picks. Dennis Sutton, LT Overton. All right, that'll wrap this one up for the preseason episode and episode 1. I'm going to do a couple things off camera to get everything set up for the season ahead of us. If you are ready for the next episode, make sure you like and comment. But with that being said, I'm out.